Now, cases have been absolutely exploding over the past month. Today we're breaking down my top 5, starting off with the revolver case. This one is definitely going to be a very solid option if you got the budget for it, and that's the biggest thing holding it back, and why it's at number 5 is it's relatively expensive. It's actually the most expensive case on this list, $4 and around 40-ish cents at the time I'm recording. It's obviously going to fluctuate at least a little bit, but it's got some really positive aspects about it. First up, the unboxing rate is very strong for an older case. It's got a lot of really desirable items, including the OG knives. It's the cheapest option to get these by over $1.50. Next up is the Vanguard case, and therefore we're left in a situation where I would definitely say the revolver case is a very solid option if you got the price for it. I would definitely say you could also substitute in the Chroma 3 or the Spectrum 2 in the number 5 spot, just because those other two cases are in a similar situation. They're just a little bit more expensive. The common denominator for these three cases right here is they're all going to be the cheapest option to get a very desirable item inside of this case. You've got the Chroma knives, you've got the butterflies for the Spectrums, and obviously you've got the revolver, which is the OG knives. These are your three cheapest cases or your three cheapest options at getting these knives, and therefore people are going to flock to them in the unboxing numbers, which is exactly what we see. SkinSwap is today's sponsor, and they're also sponsoring you with their exclusive new reward system with a reward of up to $50 today when you're using code MASTER. They have mastered the skins game, offering one of the largest selections of skins if you're looking to trade out your old ones, one of the best rates in the market if you're trying to sell off instantly, and it's completely safe. And they've got their own buying page, which is offering a massive 40% discount on every single skin they have. So what are you waiting for? Claim your exclusive up to $50 rewards by using code MASTER on SkinSwap. Now, talking about those gallery and favor cases, in my personal opinion, I don't think it's the smartest idea to make any investment just yet, unless you can get them at a very advantageous price point. If we're talking about these cases, maybe at about 80 cents a piece, I definitely think there is an opportunity to buy. I will say you are really banking on the idea of them getting removed. A lot of people are making comparisons to discontinued operation cases. They have the potential to be there, but we don't know if they're going to be there, and that's obviously the risk an investment like this brings. Fever case is definitely going to be more demanded than the gallery in my personal opinion, so I'm really watching that one, but it's got a lot of time ahead of it for both of these cases. Number 4 on my list is going to be the CS20 case. Now, the CS20 case is actually not too impressive in really any sense of the case, except for one area. That's going to be the price point. I definitely think if we're talking about cases and the opportunities right now, CS20 is one that has not moved a ton, but still remains at a relatively similar situation to what we saw previously. Something like the clutch has exploded in price, and therefore it makes it really hard to justify an investment. CS20 has gone up a little bit, and therefore I definitely still think it remains a lot of opportunity. You gotta be aware though, this case has had a massive investment in the past. It's going to be a long-term hold. I definitely think there's better opportunities as to come for this list, but it is once again a rare case. It's not going to be unboxed a ton, but it's also obviously not dropping in nearly at all. Now, getting to everyone's favorite thing, which is going to be the active duty. First up, I would highly suggest at the current price points you are not making any investment into the active duty cases. Even though they are generally speaking lower than they were a couple months ago, they are still up rather significantly in the very short term here. When we're talking about the active duty cases, it really comes down to the price point that you buy them in. If we want to look at the two previously removed active duty cases, we can see they shot up in price and nearly lost everything from that. The prices on these things are astronomically high, and honestly, I don't see much opportunity. It really comes down to the fact that you're going to be able to buy these once they get removed for maybe 2 cents more. Now, number 3 on my list shouldn't be any question at this point. It's going to be the snakebite case. Now, I will say the snakebite case has gone up significantly over the past month or two, and that's definitely taken away some of the profitability, but this thing still remains unchanged. It is the cheapest opportunity you have to get into a rare case, and it's going to be unboxed a ton, which is what we're actively seeing. This thing is really going at a very strong pace. Obviously, these items inside of it are not anything special. The gloves are reused in the recoil, but people still love unboxing this case as one of the cheapest options you have for unboxing a case, a rare case if that. The biggest thing obviously for the snakebite is going to be the price, but the fact that we want to look at the fundamentals and they're actually quite strong is a really telling sign that people do enjoy the snakebite case for whatever reason. I don't think it's anything too special. That AK Slate has definitely attracted some people. It's a very solid option, and it's obviously going to be one of your cheapest options for any case, but the cheapest for a rare case, which is really good. Now, getting to the discontinued cases, one of the favorites inside of this video is you got the Shattered Web, you got the Broken Fang, and then obviously you got the Riptide. This thing has gone absolutely insane in price, and I think a lot of people are really looking at these cases, but there's one big issue, and that's the price point on these things. It's what we talked about previously, is that the opportunity cost on these cases is so incredibly high. Yes, they've shot up in price, they've gone up 50-60%, but the price point on it right now doesn't offer a ton of incentive for investment in my personal opinion. I think you could get a better return going elsewhere with a lot cheaper of an option that's still a very solid option. Now, that's my opinion, and obviously discontinued cases are one of the safest investments you can make, so take that as what you would like. Coming up on number 2 on my list, what is going to be the top 2? It's going to be actually a split between the Prisma 1 and the Prisma 2. Now honestly, if you've got either of these cases, it's definitely not worth selling off to get the other. In my personal opinion, at a very even price point, Prisma 2 is definitely shown to be a little bit of a superior case, but it's usually a little bit more expensive coming along with it. Both of these cases have incredible opportunity because they are unboxed a crazy amount, and honestly, when we want to look at that price point, it's not crazy expensive for what these cases offer. I think they're very strong in the pull that they have. People love unboxing cases. The Prismas have shown to be one of the most unboxed rare cases. The fundamentals on these cases look extremely strong, and they're definitely in a situation where they're going to continue that way. I think if we want to look at the unboxing rates, we want to look at the supply, we want to look at everything, Prisma 1 and 2 come together to be one of the best cases that you can make an investment into. They're just not number one. Now, if you're after something that's definitely going to be very knives led, obviously we got the Gamma cases. Now, looking at these price points, they've exploded, they've lost a little bit, and they've gone up overall a very significant amount. I would definitely say the biggest callback when it comes to the Gamma cases is really the fact that they are so similar that the unboxing demand is basically split between them, which has led to kind of the situation we see now, where both of them explode at the same time and both of them have a nearly identical price. Now, on the other side of that coin, if you think the knives market is just way too inflated, I would highly suggest you check out the Wildfire case. That's because this case is completely led by the fact that it's got the AK fuel injector among many other expensive skins. It's the skins, not the knives, that lead this case, which has led to a very sustainable ROI, which has led to a strong unboxing rate, which has overall led to this case being quite desirable. The only downside is he got the Bowie knife, but honestly, there are enough Bowie knife enjoyers out there that it kind of levels out at least a little bit. Now, talking about the glove case, which has obviously become one of the most interesting cases when it comes for investing. It has doubled in price, almost tripled at certain times, and it really comes down to the question of should you be buying it? Is there opportunity? In my personal opinion, I think there's a lot more hype than anything else inside this area because of what we've seen with the glove market. I would say it's completely past the point of investment in my personal opinion. This thing is still a rare case at the end of the day. Rare cases are definitely opportunities for investment, but not every single one is going to be a winner, and I think at this point the opportunity cost is just way too high. Now, coming to the big question, what is number one? Well, it's got a very strong unboxing rate, one of the best when it comes to rare cases. If we want to look at the fundamentals, it's definitely extremely strong. It's not perfect, but it's got one of the best opportunities when we talk about the price compared to the opportunity related. It's going to be the Danger Zone case. Now, talking about what's inside the Danger Zone, it's not anything too crazy. It shares the same items as the Horizon, which is an option, just a little bit more expensive, so it doesn't really have to worry about. But honestly, what makes this case so great is just how consistent it's been. It's one of the best when it comes to consistent unboxings for a rare case. Overall, people are extremely in demand for this case, which is great, and overall, it's just in a very great situation. There's nothing actually wrong with this case. It doesn't really have the direct competitors of the Horizon like the Prismas do, and that's why it's getting number one on this list, because there's nothing wrong with it. The only thing is the price point's a little bit high, but obviously you're gonna run into something. That's pretty much all I got. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.